This is what we tested last week. Is apple bigger, larger, or banana larger? Banana, why? Because banana starts with B, while apple starts with A. B is bigger than A because B comes after A. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yes. When you sing the letter song, alphabet songs, it goes like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, which B comes after A. So B is larger than A. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. So banana is actually bigger than apple in string comparisons. Do you know what I'm talking about? And then what about apple? Oh, I'm sorry, I need to run it first. I need to run the program first. What about an apple and then apricot? Apricot. All right, that's an apricot. Which one is larger? Apricot is larger. Why? Why is the apricot larger? They both start with A. How do you find out which one is bigger? When the first one is the same, we want to compare the second one. However, both of the second letter are P. They are the same. So we want to compare the third letter, which is P and R. Which comes later? Which one comes later? R. The sequence of the letters are P, Q, and R. So R comes after P. Therefore, apricot is larger than apple. Okay? We already talked about this last week. And we also compared between an grape and a grapefruit. Which one is bigger? When you find out every single letter is the same, G is the same, R is the same, A is the same, and P, E are all the same, but a grapefruit is a longer string with extra letters. We will see that bigger. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yes. Any question? No question, that's good. And next one is the new one that we didn't do last week. Hold your breath for it. Is small s bigger or big S bigger? Because big S is bigger. That's why it's a big S, right? It doesn't make sense if the big S is smaller than small s. That doesn't really make any sense, right? However, S is actually bigger than big S. Good question. Why?
Because they use the small s more often?
Nope. Do you know what China means? It's a country, right? All right, a big country right across the street from our island. All right? They are trying to threaten us by sending a lot of airplanes. All right. Is there a vocabulary in the dictionary called China with small c? Yes, there is. There is. There is. What does that mean?
Kind of material.
Porcelain. Porcelain. Yes. Do you know what porcelain is? The pans and pots and all those vessels that you can hold some waters or some dishes, you know. Okay? That's China with small c. If you look it up in the dictionary, which one will come first and which one will come later? If you try to find these two words inside a dictionary, which one will come first? The one with big C or the one with a small c? Which one? Actually, the one with the big C will come first. Since the big letter will come first and small letters will come later, so small letters are actually bigger than big letters. Does that make sense to you? Okay? All right. The next one doesn't make any sense. Next comparison that I'm going to make doesn't make any sense. Is 500 bigger or SHE bigger? 500 is bigger. Why? Because he's a guy. Because he's older. Uh-huh. Well, SHE is bigger because they got 3 members in their group. They can easily beat up 500. Is that true? All right. Let's check it out. The outcome is SHE is bigger. But why? How can we make sense out of it? Now we have to explain this. To explain this, I have to introduce a chart. We call it ASCII chart. This is ASCII charts, all right, or ASCII table. That's why we call it ASCII table. All right. This is a acronym actually. This is an acronym which stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay? Every single letter or character or symbol needs to have they have to have a code for it. Like big S. The big S got a code of 83. And small s got a code for 115. When Python compare 2 strings, or when they compare 2 letters or 2 symbols, they compare the code of it. All right? So that's why big S is bigger than, small s, whose code is 115 is bigger than big S, whose code is 83. Do you know what I'm talking about? And why is SHE bigger than 500? Do you see that 5? What is the code for it? 83. What about the S? 83. So 83 is actually bigger than 53. So SHE is bigger than 500. That's why. If you already understand what is going on and make sense out of it, then I'm going to ask you the next problem. Is positive 500 bigger or negative 500 bigger? Which one is bigger? The positive one or negative one? Negative one. Why? Because the code for the minus sign is 45. And the code for plus sign is 43. So minus 500 is actually bigger than 500. See? Don't let your math teacher hear about this. He'll get crazy about this. All right? Any question? And what about this? Let's run it again. What about? Let me think about it. These two people, who's bigger? Is the principal bigger or your computer teacher bigger? Actually, your computer teacher is bigger. And why? Well, there's a chart for Chinese characters. Okay, and my last name comes after principal's last name. That's the only why. That's the only reason why. Okay? And I'm not going to show you the charts of the Chinese characters. Why? Because the chart is big. A huge one. We got thousands of Chinese characters. You want to see the chart? Probably not. All right? Okay? All right. So far, we know how they compare, right? Now, does that explain why 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, and 3? The largest of the 3 is actually 3. And why is that? Do you know why now? Okay, but how do we fix it? How do we fix this problem? How? We need to convert all the members into numbers, into integers like this. We want S0 to be converted into integers. And we want S1 to be converted into integers too. I don't want to type it again because this is kind of tedious. I would like to copy it and paste it. All right. So we take the first string and convert the string into an integer and save it into S0 again. Or we take the second string and convert it into integer and save it as S1. We take the third one, convert it into an integer and save it in S2. And then we take the largest number out of the 3, and then it will get you the right answer of this problem. Any question? Let's run it again and show you the results. This time, it's 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, and 3. Which one is bigger? 123 will be bigger this time. So this is the answer to it. However, for this problem, since we are going to convert it into an integer, can we do this? A, B, C, and B, C, and C. Can we do this? No. Because there is no way that you can convert A, B, C into a number. You will see this. Infinite literal for integer with base 10 ABC, which means you cannot convert ABC into a integer. That's a failing input. All right? Any question? All right, if you don't have any, then get this one done. Which one? This one. All right? There's a teacher of the three. All right? You can do this one. And you can also do this one again. All right? You can get the two numbers and then get the sum and the average out of 2. You can do this one too if you want to. Any question? If you don't have any, now start working on these.